Good evening and welcome to the Div B Spring Finals here in Brasian, Quebec, as we have Broccasion against the Predators. With me, as always, is the Div B experts. To my immediate left, Justin Blanchard, and of course to my far left, Paulo Della Rocca, better known as PZ Della Rizzi. Gentlemen,
I am better known.
Yes, you are. Welcome to the Div B Finals here, guys. Quickly, your key points for Preds. PZ.
I think for Predators, what they got to do is spread the ball around. They got a lot of great receivers, and on defense, just play their system, let the ball come to them.
All right, Blanchard, quick point about Broccasion. What is the key for them to win this game?
Get your ball to your main playmakers. Kyle Lebowski and Sean Brophy have been the guys all season long. You do that, I think they have a chance to win.
All right, as we gear up for the opening drive here in Division B, and again, we talk about these two teams. No one would have thunk it that they would be here at this point, especially you, PZ, given that Preds beat your team. More surprised to see Preds or Broccasion at this point in the year, guys?
Obviously Predators, because they beat Darksiders, which no one saw happening, and there we go. Congratulations to them, and good luck in this matchup.
It is actually obviously Broccasion because Predators had the best roster coming in, and Broccasion finished 5-5.
If by better roster, you mean a good roster with no quarterback.
Moving on.
Moving on, indeed. As we gear up, the Preds will be wearing the FPF Sportier issued pennies. Sportier, proud sponsor of the FPF. They'll be in green. Broccasion will be in the dark gray charcoal, given that they are the division champion and the 2 seed in the playoffs here. And again, this game brought to you by the English Montreal School Board, the Pregame show as EMSB, proud sponsor of the FPF, and of course, everything we do here at FPF in terms of the media aspect of it. So we thank EMSB for their sponsorship of PZ, Justin, myself, many others along the line. And as we gear up here, it appears Broccasion will be opening up on offense, Preds on defense. And again, the Preds were very tenacious in the victory over Darksiders a week ago.
That's true. Very tenacious.
When we look at this game right now, in terms of what to expect, PZ, very active offense, very active defense here. James Floriani had a great game. Are we going to see the good Floriani or the bad Floriani?
It really depends on how he starts the game. James at times can look like he's got the jitters coming into the game. If he's his normal, calm, and cool, collected self, I think we can see Predators jump out to a big lead. Otherwise, they may be in trouble against this pesky Broccasion team.
All right, it will be actually the Predators who will start on offense. You guys look out for Jeremy Anderson, the left slot back. Kendall Myers, the left wideout. Floriani stepping up, looking, going cross bite. Honey Badger up the sidelines. Honey Badger will get tackled by Jonathan Lewis, our very own Jonathan Lewis, and that'll be enough for a first down.
A great first play. It was really just basic 3-2 coverage, and Jayfer running a drag with Jacob Burnett. He's got the speed. He's got the moves. First down.
Absolutely, and the Broccasion defense looking flat on their feet, not adjusting at all to the drag coming across the field. No communication, which is surprising for a group that's played together for so long.
It'll be first down and a new fresh set of downs here for the Preds. Off to a great start on the opening catch by Jacob Burnett from his right wideout spot. 3 to Floriani's left. Burnett, the lone backside receiver. Floriani stepping up. Pumps, avoids Sarantola. Away goes Floriani, makes one cut on Taylor. Spin move and tackle by Lebowski, but he made Dylan Taylor look foolish on that run.
Great tackle by Lebowski in space, although a lot of it looked like it was James just losing his balance a little bit, but nonetheless, Lebowski there to pick up the clean tackle.
It'll be red zone now for the Preds, looking to go up quickly in this game here. The opening drive of the Div B Finals here in Brasard, Quebec. Justin Blanchard and, of course, PZ Della Rizzi. Both these guys were in Division B this year.
We're both very angry. We're not happy we're here, Mo.
You guys should have been on the field, but nonetheless, I'm happy that you're both here.
That makes one of us.
Otherwise, I would have Simon Dagenet as my color commentator.
That's true. He is colorful, but he is also terrible as a human being.
A little delay right now with the referees as they now get things sorted out, and it is going to be a timeout called by the Predators. So surprised by an early timeout, given again how important these TOs are if it's close in the second half.
Well, hopefully it's not a sign of things to come. Hopefully he can, James Floriani can get a better grip of his guys, making sure he gets the play in quicker. But you know what? If it leads to getting a better play in, and hopefully this leads to the score for them, then maybe it was a timeout well spent.
Maybe so, as it looked like we had Jeremy Anderson coming off the field and Simon Basquet-Baudouin coming in for him. So we'll see if they have a play set up for him here.
And, of course, SBB does split time with Vinny Galano as the left slot backer. Galano is still in at the left slot back. SBB now will go in on the, it appears he'll be the right slot back, or now the left wideout, pardon me. Kinamar is now shifted in as the left slot back. Floriani waiting, stepping up. Sidearm caught by SBB, and he is in. Will that be a touchdown? Yes, it will be. 6-0.
Good substitution getting Simon Basquet-Baudouin. Surprising that Broccasion did not key in on him, considering that they brought him in specifically for that play. Good play call, good delivery, good catch, Simon Basquet-Baudouin.
Yeah, but honestly, even when you do know where he is, this kid has so much speed that it's really almost impossible to cover. And regardless, there are plenty of guys that are open on that play.
We have GPS now. It's easy to know where people are. It's a thing. You should look into it, Justin Blanchard.
All right there, peace.
I can see both you guys are very bitter. Extra point attempt coming up here for Predators, up 6-0 after a 3-play drive for James Floriani. A successful 3-play drive for the Predators. They're going for 2 points. It's been customary for them to go for 2 points early on, and you wonder if they do hit, if that will be a big difference in this game. Floriani slicing it through, incomplete, intended for Vinny Galano. It will remain 6-0.
Well, Con, I don't believe you pronounced that name correctly.
I'm sorry, we don't have Eagle
usually
here.
done with a singing tone.
I know.
Where's Brent Callender when you need him?
Seriously. Perhaps we can get the expert Brent Callender. I did see him walk into the building. Perhaps he'd like to join us for his Motown selection of the name Vinny Galano.
Phil Cutler's first offensive series. He's got Justin Santoro as snapper, Jonathan Lewis as the right slot back, Sean Brophy as the right wideout. Cutler rolling left, pumping, going cross by Lewis with the catch. Makes one move, upfield spin move, and he'll be tackled for a 6-yard gain.
A great first play. Jonathan Lewis, one of the speediest guys on the field right now. That's really what you want to do with him. Get in the ball quick, get him out in space, and making moves. And that's a good first play. So 2nd down right now.
His second catch of the playoffs for 15 yards.
And the thing is, Jonathan Lewis is a guy that's not talked about a lot in this Broccasion roster, but in plays where Broccasion's needed something big, he's the guy to step up.
He had a big play last week to seal out the victory for Broccasion.
Please don't remind me.
Cutler sacked by SVB for a 4-yard loss.
Now, obviously, that's nothing really surprising. We know that Phil Cutler takes a lot of sacks. That's just what he does. SBB coming in, very relentless rush there. And it's going to be important really for Phil to make sure that the sacks that he does take are not that far back, as was the case here.
And you know what? This is time where Phil Cutler tends to turn into NFL blitz. We may see him air it out on this play.
And none other than Sean Brophy, who is his go-to guy. So far in the playoffs, Brophy has 10 catches for 67 yards and 1 TD. So it'll be 3rd and long now for this Broccasion offense. Kyle Lebowski, another go-to receiver as the left slot back. Cutler stepping up, cross by Brophy, up the sidelines, and that could be close to 1st down. We'll see where it is as Burnett gets the tackle, or Danny Demore, that is. It'll be 4th down coming up here.
So here we go, a very critical moment here. A good play. Unfortunately, it came up just short there for Broccasion, but this could be a very game-changing play already, right from the beginning.
Sean Brophy's been the guy to step up for Cutler on key downs. There's a lot of familiarity from their time together in KGP, which of course stands for Cornelius Given Parties.
You're right, Cornelius with a K?
Yeah, well they do. I don't know why.
4th and inches. Cutler rolling to his left, stops, waits, looking, caught by Sarantola, and that will be enough for a 1st down. Anderson with the tackle.
It almost looks like Anderson avoided touching him, which is kind of strange.
Yeah, that was kind of weird. But for the play itself, Phil Cutler again doing the same move that he did earlier, moving very quickly to his left, back again to his right, and really just giving himself just enough time to let his receivers get open there.
So 1st down, a new set of downs for the Broccasion offense, as they were in serious trouble about 20 seconds ago. But on a big catch, they now prolong this drive.
We see them struggle with short yardage occasionally, but we see them come through on this time.
Cutler, 3 steps to his left. Open, Lebowski, 1st down and more. Tackled by Jordan Moses.
And that's a name where you're definitely going to be hearing more than once tonight. Kyle Lebowski running a good route there. Very dependable hands. He's been the guy on more than a few occasions this season.
The big Lebowski reminding us why he is in fact the dude on this team. A lot of us talk about Brophy coming into the playoffs, but all playoffs long, Lebowski's been the guy to make some big plays and come up in the biggest games when needed.
Lebowski has had a fantastic playoff so far. 8 touchdowns on 10 catches.
I think like 7 of those were against us.
I think it was 9 against
Maybe
you
you
guys.
should have covered him.
I wasn't playing on defense. So.
Cutler rolling to his left again. Looking. And sacked once again by SBB, his second sack of the series.
And there it is again, SBB. You know, this is a very quick guy. I think he sacked Phil a few times the first time that these two teams played each other. And it's just really going to be key for him to just keep doing that. Keep backing Broccasion up.
And we'll see what Broccasion dials up now. And we talk about their offense and how prolific it was throughout the playoffs here. It's been top-heavy, going to Lebowski and Sean Brophy, who combined for 36 touchdowns in the regular season.
Yeah, those have really been the two go-to guys. I don't really think that Predators are able to keep both of them in check.
Cutler stepping back now. Going to the corner. Lewis, well defended by Moses. Great job by the Preds defense.
And maybe a word or so exchange between Lewis and Moses, but great defensive play. Lewis had a bit of a step. Ball maybe there a half a second too late.
Now we've seen him go to Jonathan Lewis twice here. Brophy once. Lebowski once here. Do you think Phil might sway going to the top 2 targets and really go to the go-to guys?
I mean, I think it's going to depend a little bit on how the Predators are covering them.
I don't think it'll matter.
Okay.
I think he's going to force it to those 2 guys, and it'll be up to those 2 guys to make plays.
We'll see who makes a play on this next play right now. Mark Provo, the left wideout. Lebowski, the left slot back. Cutler looking, gunning it. Lebowski well defended by Danny Demore, who's been a fantastic DB for this Preds defense.
Well defended, but underthrown. Had he led Lebowski into the end zone, I thought that would have been a touchdown. But nonetheless, Demore taking advantage and making a great play on defense.
4th down coming up here. What is the call in your mind, guys?
Well, I think as P's probably just mentioned, it's either going to be maybe a jump ball to Brophy or Lebowski, but I would not be surprised to see Sarantola going underneath and maybe kind of sneaking in there and letting him get the yards after the catch.
I can see Cutler sending 2 of his guys on multiple levels and then choosing front of the end zone, back of the end zone, but we'll see.
Big play coming up. Cutler going back, going to the end zone. Well defended by Moses, off the foot and picked off by Floriani. And that is a pick by James Floriani.
Typical of James Floriani, make a play for himself and not realize he actually lost yardage by intercepting that pass.
A very ill-advised throw there. It seemed like there are a lot more green jerseys than gray jerseys. Nonetheless, a great play by J-Flo to keep concentration, but ultimately probably not the best play.
But from the looks of it, though, it appeared to went off Jonathan Lewis's ankle into the hands of James Floriani. So a little luck going the Preds' way.
Got to be good to be lucky. They're in the right spot. Nice play by James Floriani. They would have got the ball back anyway, so it wasn't that big a play.
I think it should be mentioned, regardless of how that drive ended, a really good first defensive drive there by the Predators, really making Broccasion have to work for every yard.
We've not heard the name of Vinny Galano yet in this game. Thank you, Eagle. Floriani rolls his left, short pass. Burnett, spin move and tackle by Dylan Taylor, who's playing his 2nd consecutive game in this FPF Final Sunday.
Yep, Dylan Taylor looking for his 2nd straight championship tonight, having just won in Division C with STL.
The illustrious Rashti Ben Abdicator distinction, of course.
There you go.
Rashti being popular for that with many of his double championships.
And he has numerous championships to his name.
Too many.
Quite a bit.
Agreed.
And he's going to go up for his Div A title.
How many do you have, Pease?
0. Let's vacate some Rashtis and give them to me.
Even Terry has one.
Even Terry.
2nd down and 5 coming up. Base formation for the Preds offense. Floriani. He's going to roll to his left. Away he goes. Around Santola, and he'll get about 1, if not 2 yards on the play.
There was a lot of green there. I don't know what exactly the coverage was on that, but good pursuit nonetheless to make it, 3rd down now coming up?
It'll be 3rd down coming up, and for the Preds offense, you wonder if maybe it is time for Burnett time, as in Honey Badger, to go deep and catch that ball.
Very possible. I think so, though. You really want to get the 1st down here and just give yourself a fresh set of downs. coming off of this turnover on downs, you want to keep the pressure on, but you still want to play smart nonetheless.
As they moved up, Predators have been a ball control offense, especially with the lead, so I don't expect that to happen. That being said, it is the finals, so expect the unexpected.
We'll see what happens now. And again, we have not heard Vinny Galano's name yet in this game. Floriani now looking, being pressured by Sarantola, throws it, caught by Anderson, and that will be enough for a first down as Justin Sarantola gets a tackle on Jeremy Anderson.
And that is a very good rush by Sarantola. Jeremy Anderson, we haven't really mentioned him that much this season, but he's been that guy on more than a few occasions. Great hands. He's a very good safety valve on a roster featuring a lot of good talent. And
Mokan, you mentioned Vinny Galano not getting a pass. Do you think that has anything to do with his ankle injury that he suffered right at the beginning of the playoffs?
You wonder, and he took a beating throughout the playoffs in Div C.
Towards the end of the regular season as well.
Absolutely. For Anderson, though, that was his 12th catch of the playoffs for 145 yards in total and 2 TDs. So he's been a go-to for James Floriani throughout this playoffs. Floriani going left, open, Anderson, touchdown.
Wide open.
Big play by Jeremy Anderson to make it a 12-0 lead for the Preds.
When Broccasion's defense is at their best, they sort of declare what they're going to do, and they just play an aggressive zone anyway. When they're at their worst, guys are wide open that way. Gentlemen, so far it looks like Broccasion are in fact at their worst.
Yeah, it looked to me like it was some kind of zone coming up there. And for whatever reason, with the defender in that area, went with his instincts and left his receiver wide open there in the corner of the end zone.
Now, it's early in this game here, but could it be mentally or physically that maybe Broccasion had their championship last week against your 6+R?
Oh, yeah. I mean, listen, against us, it was a really back-and-forth game for most of the game. But when you're going down 2 scores early, it's it can take a toll on you mentally.
Going to the back of the end zone, well defended by Mark Provo, is incomplete.
The pressure is really on now for Broccasion to answer.
That being said, Justin, it is early, it's 2 scores, but it's not too early it's not too late to recover.
We'll see what happens now for Phil Cutler, who has had plenty of FPF experience, having deep playoff runs with KHP champs in years past. I wonder if that will be a big factor for him in this Broccasion squad. Let's not forget Phil Cutler. For those who watched the presser on Thursday, they weren't going to put a team in this summer, and lo and behold, they're at this point in the year, they're only 2 scores down against the Predators.
Yep, very true. With Christian Sarantola getting injured last season, their usual quarterback calling up Phil Cutler at the last second, and he has filled in admirably, I'd say.
Good catch by Lebowski. That'll be short of the first down.
And that's what they got to do. They got to take whatever Predators defense is giving them. Predators defense are a unit that can get frustrated if they start to give up yards, if they start to give up plays. So Cutler is got to make it as hard as possible for them to make plays. And if they can continue to move the ball, we'll see the Predators start to turn.
Sean Brophy so far today, only 1 catch for 9 yards. We'll see if he's called on this next play. Cutler looking, waiting, looking. Again, SBB with the sack, his 3rd of the game, a hat trick.
That was
Go ahead.
That was straight up man defense right there, and there was just no one open for Phil Cutler to throw the ball. And when that happens, SBB more times than not will come up with the sack.
But you're not going to beat SBB. So if you're thinking you're going to face man, as you call your progressions, there needs to be one man beater in your offense. You need to have someone crossing the field. You need to have, let's call it an unintentional pick play, where you have guys crossing under each other. And you know what? That to me is on the play call by Phil Cutler. Don't rely on your athleticism. Call better plays.
Base formation for Cutler. Rolling to his right. Going crossbody. Open is Justin Sarantola. He'll have enough for a first down.
He listened. It's like you heard what I said.
Tackled by Moses.
And there we go again. Sarantola coming up with the very sneaky catch there, going behind the coverage, coming up for the catch on an out route. And this is a name that really, he's not the guy who's going to make the big play, but he's there whenever you need a first down for sure.
Absolutely.
Broccasion inching ever so close to the end zone. Can they cut this lead in half? Down by 12 points in this Div B final. Keeping with the same base formation. Burnett playing the middle linebacker for this Preds defense. Rolling to his left, pumping, going crossbody, waiting. He's going to run it now. And he'll be tackled right away by SBB for a 2, if not 3-yard gain.
It's not going to work. Cutler, I know he's a quarterback that relies on his legs, relies on his athleticism. Simo Basketball is just so fast, and he cuts down the angle so quickly. I don't think Cutler can rely on that today.
Funny enough, SBB had 1 sack going into this game. He already has 3. Give him 4 for
in the playoffs. You mean?
Yeah, in the playoffs.
Yeah. Well, that's because he has yet to play against Phil Cutler.
That is true. That is true.
2 yards away from being inside the red zone is the Broccasion offense. Cutler stepping up, going to the back of the end zone. Lebowski,
Great
touchdown.
catch. Great catch.
Kyle Lebowski with a catch and to make it a 12-6 lead for the Preds.
Awesome catch there by Lebowski. Having the concentration to get up there, climb the ladder, make the catch, get both feet in bounds, and doing so against a very good defender, Danny Demore.
How did dudes jump so high they have enough time to see where they're going to land? It's absolutely amazing.
12-6 lead here. They're going for the 1-point convert attempt from the 5. For Broccasion, that was a big score. If they had not scored, it would have been serious problems for them being down potentially 3.
Yeah, a very big play there for Broccasion, making this a game again with very little time coming up close to halftime.
Quads left for Cutler. Cutler stepping up, waiting, pumping. Back of the end zone. Lebowski gets it. It is now 12-7.
And this really has been, this back of the end zone stuff, once they're close to the in the red zone, rather, that really has been their go-to play. Predators are going to need to adjust to that, or they're going to be running that all night long.
It does seem like an odd play to have, because he had Jonathan Louis and Kyle Lebowski basically in the back of the end zone within 2 yards of each other. So I'm not sure if that play was run as crisply as possible, but nonetheless it worked. Or maybe just throw it towards 2 guys and hope someone catches it.
Big drive coming up here for the Broccasion defense. Can they force a turnover and potentially capitalize on this?
I don't like the corners taking an inside, giving the outside release to the wide receivers at all.
Sidearm pass. Moses. He's got real estate to work with. Moses makes one cut on Lewis. Trips up, and he is going to be tackled. However, enough for a first down on a gorgeous run by Jordan Moses.
And that's really what we've come to expect from Jordan Moses. A very quick guy, great hands. He's a really one-cut-and-go guy, getting past Dylan Taylor, getting past a lot of the Broccasion defense.
Yeah, he's a one-cutting guy going until he gets to another defender, and then he cuts again, and then he goes again, and so on and so forth.
First down and 10 for the Preds offense. Right now they are clicking on all cylinders, not being stopped one bit by this Broccasion defense. And we talk about how remarkable it is. Everyone's made a catch except for Vinny Galano and Kendall Myers.
Yeah, but that honestly, that's what Jay Flo has done all season long. He has spread the ball around so evenly amongst all of his receivers.
Floriani looking left, waiting, feeling pressure. Burnett with the catch. Spin move, out of bounds he goes. Mark Provo with the tackle.
And that was a great catch with Provo closing in on him. Burnett caught it on a tight window, turned it up for an extra yard or so. Excellent play.
Burnett's third catch, giving him 28 yards for the evening.
So I don't know how much time we're coming into before the half, but Broccasion defensively anyway, have not done anything really to slow down this Predators attack. At this point, they're going to need a turnover of some kind. Otherwise, going down by 2 scores here will not be good for them.
We see Kendall Myers lining up on the right-hand side of the offense. A little bit of a different look.
Galano going as the left slot back. Burnett the left wideout. Floriani looking left, going short, intended for Galano, incomplete. Good rush by Sarantillo on that drive.
We've seen Galano ground the ball sometimes as he's running to his left. He's not as comfortable as when he rolls to his right. And we've seen him have that kind of release. So if they can force him that way, I think Broccasion might see more success on defense.
And that was the first incompletion for James Floriani. We're 2 minutes away from 5 plays here. So we're getting to very critical moments late in the first half. Anderson going off. As he's subbed off, we'll see who the person that comes in. It appears SBB is the one coming in.
We know what happened last time they did this, so let's see if Broccasion are going to key in this time on
Let's
that.
see if
Or able to adjust to it, if anything.
Yeah.
Well, you know what, though? Knowing Jay Flo, he'll probably have a receiver crossing at the back of the end zone. And since they'll be keying in on SBB this time, look at them to attack. Look for Predators to attack the back of the end zone.
SBB the left slot. Floriani has all day. SBB with the catch, well defended through the hands. Sean Brophy would have been there, but it went through his hands, but it was well defended by the Broccasion
Predators
defense.
keeping it very simple so far. We've seen that drag with Jacob Burnett more than a few times. The same play with SBB as well. Which, I mean, you can't blame them really. You have to go with what works, and so far it's worked very well for them.
That being said, because the defense closed in on SBB, James Floriani did have a receiver at the back corner of the end zone. Maybe it was worth a pump and chuck, but either way, They get another try on this down.
Getting close to 5 plays. Floriani looking. He's going to go left. Feeling the pressure. Caught. SBB. Touchdown.
A great play by James Floriani. It looked to me like Sarantola should have had that sack. Unfortunately, he didn't do it. Good job for SBB for getting open there for James Floriani as he was rolling out.
And that ball seemed to be in the air forever. Great job for SBB just running under it and making the catch.
Second catch, second TD of the game for SBB. And you wonder if maybe a game of inches, if that sack could have been a big difference, which it was not in this case.
Absolutely. I mean, look, at the end, Sarantola had the flag in his hand like a fraction of a second too late. And look, the referee will always give the benefit of the doubt to the offense. You need to clearly demonstrate you have the sack before the ball's out of your hand.
Big 2-point convert coming up here for Floriani. Going to the corner, well defended by Sarantola. Justin, that is, and it'll be no good.
You notice James Floriani quiet tonight. He's not his typical James Complainiani state.
Well, he hasn't had much to complain about tonight.
All's going well. All's going well.
Just about everything has gone their way. As now it's the pressure is on here for Phil Cutler to put up a drive with just 5 plays left.
And stay tuned for the Sportier Halftime Report. Sportier, proud sponsor of the 2015 Spring Finals. If you don't have your uniforms, you can go to Sportiera and get them for the 2016 FPF season.
But pay for them. Don't just take them.
Yeah, you can ask them to borrow them, maybe pay for them. Justin Sarantola with the catch and tackled right away by James Floriani.
A good job there, just get in a rhythm. I mean, you want to really get the ball moving. You want to just move these the bags here a little bit. Just give yourself more room. Obviously with just 4 plays left now, we're going to assume the Predators are going to not want to give anything deep. So you really just take what the defense gives you.
But if they can attack the intermediate area and hopefully someone can either run it in or get into the red zone and force Predators to have to defend the red zone, which they have not done well so far, it could be interesting.
Quick pass to Justin Sarantola going up the sidelines, and that'll be very close to a first down, tackled by Jeremy Anderson.
Or don't do that and keep throwing short.
Or maybe just do what I just said.
Yeah, I'm still right, though.
That's Justin Sarantola's 4th catch of the evening, giving him 29 yards. 3 plays left in this first half. Danny Roy, the head official of this Div B final.
Great job by the officials so far tonight. We've had a lot of close games, a lot of close calls. It's been amazing to watch. They've done a great job.
Carl Lebowski, the left slot back, who's gotten the only touchdown for the Broccasion offense. Color looking, going deep, and no one there intended for Sean Brophy.
I'm not sure if that was miscommunication. I don't know if you wanted Brophy on a hook and go because there didn't seem to be really anyone back there.
It appeared Brophy zigged, and Color went zagging on that.
And that's really not a play you want to have happen now with just 2 plays left. Broccasion really need a touchdown here to get back into this game, and they're a long way away.
2 plays left in this first half. Now, guys, do you cut the field in half and try to go for it on the last play, or do you go end zone these next 2 plays?
I would, again, to me, it's all about attacking separate levels and having a crossing route underneath. So that way, if it is man, try and beat them with the crossing route. If it's zone, pick the zone that's least covered and either take a shot at the end zone or right in front of the end zone and give yourself a chance on the last play.
Color avoids the sack from SBB. He's going to run, and he'll be tackled right away by SBB. He got very lucky on that.
He couldn't believe he got free.
Yeah, a little braid fart there by Phil Cutler. If he had, I think, pulled it down the second that SBB missed him, I think he had a better chance at getting more yards. That little second pause gave SBB all the time he needed to recover and make that tackle.
But there is no cure for brain flatulence, of course, so don't blame him.
All right, this is all for nothing now in this first half. This is more likely than not an end zone play here. Who's your go-to guy? Is it Lebowski, Brophy, or is it someone else?
From experience last week, I have to say you have to give it to Jonathan Lewis. This kid can fly up in the air.
Find out now.
Literally, he can fly.
Literally fly.
High snap.
Defying gravity.
Cutler going cross by Brophy. Catches it. Will he get to the end zone? No,
oh,
he
my
won't.
God. Almost in there.
Danny DeMore with a big first half ending tackle. And at half, it is 18-7 for the Preds.
Not a bad first half there from Broccasion. They came up just short there on the last play. But, what can we say about Predators coming in here and really dominating on both sides of the ball?
You know what? Yes and no. The last drive, Broccasion just ran out of time. I think that it's something they keep to focus on. And if you're Phil Cutler, you gotta take advantage of that. See what's been open. See what worked on that last drive and try and capitalize on that as you do get the ball back if you're Broccasion.
I have to say still nonetheless very surprised that Brophy has been held in check pretty well tonight by James Floriani. You know, we talk a lot about J Flo as a QB and as a receiver as well, but as a defender, I can speak from first-hand experience. He's very good out there at the cornerback position.
But you know what, James is also he's opening up and shadowing Brophy. That being said, if Brophy crosses under, and again, if someone just happens to be running a hook play there, then we can see Brophy getting open underneath. Hopefully Cutler spots that. Otherwise, James will be able to shut him down for the entire second half.
Here at the Sportiera Halftime Report, Sportiera, proud sponsor of the FPF and, of course, 2015 Spring Finals here. Some first half stats to look at, guys. James Floriani has had a marvelous first half in terms of his conversion rate. I mean, right now, guys, he is 8 for 10. I mean, that's a great start for him, and he has 3 touchdowns as well, and he's included so far 4 receivers, and they've all made big plays for him on offense.
Yeah, not surprised at all. Again, this is what J Flo has done all season long. Get the ball to his receivers. These are literal playmakers here in Division B.
Literal playmakers.
Literal playmakers. Some of the best receivers in the division, and we've seen them completely ball out tonight. And honestly, this is a very good start for Predators, especially considering the last time that these two teams played in the regular season. Broccasion had jumped out to a very huge halftime lead, giving them plenty of room to pull out the win in the second half. Kind of a flip of the script here, as we see instead Predators coming up big here.
Phil Cutler, 10 of 14 in the first half. Mind you, not really eye-popping numbers in terms of his yards per pass here. Does he go with the long ball in the second half to really stretch his Prez defense, given how athletic they are, and they can pilfer a lot of footballs if need be? I
don't think he's gonna really have a choice. I mean, when you have very good deep threats like Kyle Lebowski, like Sean Brophy, this has really been kind of Phil Cutler's game plan more or less all season long, is to air it out deep to his 2 guys. It hasn't worked out yet, but we'll see if he can do it in the second half.
I don't know. I think it depends on what they're giving you. Honestly, I think he's 10 for 14, but it's on key downs that he needs to get the completion, and he's not getting it. If he can do that, stretching the field is only going to be necessary when it's there. Of course, a lot of this hinges on this first drive, as Broccasion will start with the ball.
By the way, SBB had 3 sacks in the first half. He had 5 versus Cutler last time they played each other in Week 6 of the regular season.
Yeah, so again, I mean, for maybe another quarterback, it'd be a bit more alarming, but we know this is what Phil Cutler does. He takes a lot of sacks.
Well, right now at half, it is 18-7 lead. Can the Preds hold on, or can the Broccasion make this a game? We'll find out right now on this next series coming up for Phil Cutler. Cutler, high snap. Looking, going deep. Sean Brophy, 1-on-1 Floriani. Well defended by James Floriani, step for step with the star receiver for the Broccasion squad.
Almost
again,
exactly.
That's not going to work because James is open up to his side. You got to give him a double move. You got to get him to turn his hips. Otherwise, James has the advantage. He has the yardage. He's taller, and he can run step for step with Brophy.
Again, James Floriani, a very underrated cornerback on the defensive side of the ball. And, we just saw Broccasion taking a chance deep on the very first play, going to their main man, Brophy, and it didn't work.
Second down and 10. Cutler looking left, waiting, pumping. Sarantola, one hopper, incomplete. Third down coming up for the Broccasion offense.
In his mind, he got his hand under it, and unfortunately, that doesn't count.
Nope. And now Broccasion in a very tough spot here on a third down and long. They need to get the ball moving. They need to get some yards here. They have to give themselves some room to work with down 18-7.
Crossers, potentially, guys, really try to mix things up with the offense here?
Well, they're showing a lot of man, so that you got to do that.
Yeah.
You got to force them into playing zone because Predators have the athletes to play man. If you let them do that, that's the game plan they want. Force them out of that by using the crossing.
Big
crossing
play coming
patterns.
up here. Dylan Taylor as the right slot back. Short pass. Sarantola up the sidelines. Can get enough for the first down, and he'll be short, it appears. Tackled by Jordan Moses.
Yeah, and there it is again. I mean, it's a bit interesting still to see that very little adjustment, I think, on the Broccasion side offensively. It's more or less 2 or 3 plays that they've been running all game long. We haven't seen too many ins, too many crossing patterns, and I think we're going to have to see a bit more of that if they hope to win this game.
And especially considering that they're really trying to take away the deep ball that Phil Cutler's known for, I think if they can stretch the field and attack the intermediate 10 to 12 yard range in the middle of the field, I think Predators can be very vulnerable to that.
Fourth down. This could be a big, big moment in the game right now for the Broccasion offense. Cutler rolling to his left, looking, waiting, caught by Taylor. Enough for the first down, and they will prolong this drive by a few more plays.
He's got that Bluetooth earpiece. He's listening to everything I'm saying, I promise.
A very good play there with Dylan Taylor coming across on an intermediate in route, coming up with the big catch.
Intermediate in route. That's what he's got to do. That's what Predators are giving you.
No, I agree with you. What I'm saying is, knowing Broccasion, I had a feeling like they would come out with the big play. To understand, and with attempting to really hit Brophy or Lebowski on a big 40-yard
which is what they
bomb.
did on the first play.
Exactly.
1st and 10 for Broccasion. Lebowski the right slot, as is Taylor. Avoids the
Nice
rush.
move.
Away goes Culler to the 10, and he'll get the first down touchdown. Phil Culler with a big run and is now 18-13.
A very huge run by Phil Culler. I don't know what he does to his flags. He had a similar run against us last week.
Vaseline, I believe.
Or Jigaloo.
I'm telling you,
Jigaloo.
there were about 3 missed tackles on that one run alone, with hands just bouncing off of him. I don't know. Maybe he's got like a magnetic pull there, the opposite of that, on his hips.
Yeah.
There's just
It's
no
possible. Or there's also the fact that 6+R are not known for their defense.
Big extra point coming up here for Broccasion's offense. Keller looking right. Has all day. Going to the sidelines. Well defended by Floriani, and it'll be no good.
I have to say, James Floriani is great at picking off the ball when it doesn't matter.
A very good drive there for Broccasion. Really making it a game again, now 13-18. But now it's going to be very important for their defense to really make a stop here. Predators have done anything that they've really wanted offensively. We have to see Broccasion start to mix it up, start to give J-Flo some different looks. As a quarterback who's especially prone to throwing interceptions late in the game.
And Floriani is a great athlete, so if things are going well, they'll go exceedingly well. But if you can get him off his rhythm, that's when you can get him to make a mistake.
We'll see if Floriani can keep his focus. Stepping up, short pass, Glad on his first catch.
Hey, your boy.
Quickly tackled by Sean Brophy for a 4, if not 5-yard gain.
Yeah, looking at how Granado turned on that pass, I don't think we're going to be seeing any 40-yard passes from him or 40-yard runs at any point tonight. But nonetheless, even with a bum leg, Milano has great hands. He knows how to read a defense, and he'll come up to make a good catch when you need him to.
Just did not look like himself, though.
No.
That ball.
And again, we talked about it earlier in this game, whether the injuries has caught up to Vinny for this season, given what he went through punishment-wise in Div C and, of course, in Div B. Slipping is Floriani. Quick pass of Jordan Moses. Makes one move on Provo, and that will be very close to a first down, if not more than that.
I don't think that was planned, but it gave him just enough time there for his receiver to get open. But James Floriani, I still don't know why he doesn't wear cleats on
It would probably
turf.
be a good idea, yeah.
I don't know if he maybe want to look into that, but in any case, it worked out on that play.
I've heard he skates in slippers as well.
Well,
so.
you know what? He suffered a lot of groin injuries, and it's been brought up. I asked him one time, like, why don't you wear cleats to avoid these inner thigh or lower body injuries that you've sustained? It's a great point. Maybe I'll look at it next year. He never did.
It's, honestly, it's a mark of the insane to do the same thing and expect a different result.
Base formation, Galano the right slot back. Floriani stepping up, making one move on Sarantolo. Away he goes. He's got real estate to work with. Floriani down the sidelines, and he will slip out of bounds.
2 plays in a row.
Imagine if he was wearing cleats. That would have probably been a touchdown.
2 plays in a row there. James Floriani, obviously, this is a guy who has come a long way as a quarterback, really developing passing-wise, but that run will always be there for him. He'll always be, a very quick quarterback who can get big chunks of yards on one run at a time, and he did it right there.
Justin, do bunny rabbits gallop?
I think they hop.
He hops like a bunny as he runs across the field.
Or like a horse. Horse does gallop.
He does, but he's got like a bunny type look as he runs across the field.
To me, I think he looks like James Floriani, but hey, what do I know?
Or Bugs Bunny, maybe.
There we go. I like that one.
Anderson, Myers to the left. Galano and Burnett to the right. Pump. Going to the corner of the end zone. Myers way over his head.
He had him. That was a very good play there. Unfortunately, the ball kind of sailing a little bit on J-Flow, but I would, don't be surprised to see that again because he had him wide open on that play.
Third incompletion for Floriani.
I'm sure Myers is coming back to the huddle saying, don't worry about it, we got this. They know that play was open.
5-point lead for the Preds. A huge defensive stop potentially here for the Broccasion defense.
Yeah, they really need to have someone step up here. Again, James Floriani, not many tip passes, no interceptions, nothing. Broccasion have to get something going here defensively.
We'll see what they dial up on defense. What does Floriani call for the offense? He's rolling to his left, looking, pumping, short, called by Galano. He'll be short of the first down. He may have gone 3 yards on that play.
Well, it was better than nothing, honestly. There was nothing really open from what I can tell. Deeper than that, Vinny Gualano there, coming back, making a very tough catch on the ground, and just helping move the bags there a little bit.
And Golano, known for being able to get up off the ground real quick and get some yards. Again, boys, it really doesn't look like him. It looks like he's suffering, and he's contributing any way he can. It's awesome that he came out to help his boys out, and hopefully all this will mean a championship for him.
Big drive for the Preds offense, looking to go up by 2 scores, up by 5. Jordan Moses has had a good game, as has Jacob Burnett. Can the Broccasion hold serve? Rolling to his right, going to the corner, caught by Burnett.
Huge catch.
Touchdown.
Taking time to make sure he had the ball in his hands and it wasn't juggled or dropped. Great catch by Jacob Burnett.
Yeah, we've seen now that it's the playmakers on the Predators side that have come up big. Jacob Burnett there making a fantastic grab, doing just enough to get both feet in bounds. And really things going from bad to worse here for Broccasion.
Yeah, it's no one that would surprise you making a big play for Predators today.
4th catch for 38 yards and 1 TD for the Honey Badger. Phenomenal game for him. Now it appears it's going to be an overload, quads left to
again,
Floriani.
Predators again going for 2. This is a very aggressive team. They don't care really what the situation is. They're going to go for it almost every time.
Big play coming up. Floriani rolling to his left, looking, flooding. Short pass caught by Galano, and it is good for 2, 26-13.
It just seems bizarre to be giving him the front of the end zone, especially when he's rolling to his offside, make him have to make the tougher throw.
Well, that's what it is when you have quads, right? There's always going to be at least one guy short, one guy deep, and Broccasion, again, not really staying disciplined there.
Well, right now for Broccasion, they have to get going. They have to get going right now. You talk about Lebowski and Sean Brophy, they combined for 75 catches, over 1,000 yards receiving, and 36 TDs. Right now in this game, guys, they combine, you ready for this? Over 40 yards in total offense between the two of them.
Yeah, that's still very surprising, especially considering the last time that these two teams played. Lebowski exploded for about 70 yards and 2 touchdowns. Really not much going in on
Santola deep over his head
in this game.
Off by 5 yards on that.
And this is a lot of the time is where we see Cutler make a mistake, being down by a couple of scores. Look, there's still time. He's got to not worry about the score, get some points, and then trust his defense to keep him in the game.
Yeah, but nonetheless, it looked to me like Santola was more or less open on that play, and I thought it was an excellent play call. You key in on Lebowski, key in on Lewis, on Brophy. You don't really expect Santola to go deep, and he did there.
We'll see what Phil Cutler dials up for this next play. Jonathan Lewis now the left wideout. He's been flexed out from the right slot. Dylan Taylor, the right slot back. Cutler looking, waiting, feeling the pressure. Open is Justin Santola, and he will be tackled just shy of the first down marker. It'll be second down coming up.
Who would have expected Santola to be the go-to guy here on the Broccasion side?
Well, they're taking away the big guys. Look, you got to throw the ball to who's open. It's the most fundamental concept in football.
My apologies, third down, guys.
Third down. Well, no, it looks like they got the first.
They got the first now. My apologies. They now moved it up to a first down.
Want to try and call it second down now, Mo?
Fifth down coming up.
Fifth
down coming up here. First and 10. Eagle told me it was third down.
He lies to you.
It's Eagle's fault.
He's a bad person.
Blame Eagle. Cutler rolling to his right, 2 steps, looking, feeling the pressure. SBB, his 4th sack of the game.
It's so frustrating to see this play calling. Plays are taking too long. Get the ball out of your hands.
Yeah.
His 9th sack against the Broccasion offense.
And the thing that's underestimated is sacks are so time-consuming. They got to reset the bags. You have to go for a bigger play. It's probably going to take you more plays to get downfield. You can't be taking sacks in a championship game.
And we'll see if that will definitely hurt them, because right now Phil Cutler has lost 20 yards in sack totals that he's accumulated right now.
We haven't heard Dylan Taylor's name called at all, I think, tonight.
Once, one catch.
One catch for 8 yards.
Yeah.
Cutler looking. Again, he'll be sacked for the 5th time, and this time it's a 7-yard loss.
It's an interesting concept when the rusher grabs your flag. If you fall backwards without him touching you and then look for the flag, he should be less worried about trying to draw a flag and more worried about trying to make a play, getting the ball out of his hands. They have the players to do it. They were doing it all the whole second half so far. I don't know what's falling apart in this drive.
I don't know what's going on in Phil's mind to think that he again was trying to avoid the sack there, rolling backwards essentially against a guy as quick and as shifty as SBB. It's not going to happen. You are not going to get around him more than really once or twice in a game. Yeah. And now look at how far back they are, needing all these yards just to get back towards midfield really.
Color. Looking, sideline, called by Brophy, and he'll be forced out of bounds. And right now, for Phil Color, he's got to dial up something to get this team back.
Yeah, they're going to have to get something going here on 4th down. This really could be the game right here.
Yeah, it'd be unfortunate. Like I said, a huge penalty being called against the Predators.
You can't have that happen. You can't do that.
So it'll be a 1st down coming up for Broccasion. They get a lifeline from the Preds defense. We talk about emotions here for the Preds, whether or not it would blow up, and it showed right now in this play.
That's a huge mistake. Jacob Burnett, normally a great team player. You got to put the team ahead of yourself. You got to not get called for stupid penalties. Yeah. And you know what? It's an intense game. It's the playoffs.
And it's really a double whammy now with not only the penalty moving them up essentially
5
into the red zone, but 5 plays off as well.
Yeah, it was called on an OC, absolutely.
That is huge. That is huge for them. That's a huge loss on both sides of the ball for Predators.
Especially if Broccasion scores right now. Minimum 3 plays, he'd be off with the extra point included. Color, looking, going to the corner of the end zone. Taylor, touchdown!
Good call, Mokan. Good call.
Excellent catch there by Dylan Taylor. A nice corner route that he ran, keeping the ball, making the catch even despite being pushed out by Jordan Moses. And things really going Broccasion's way ever since that penalty.
26-19.
So, yes, ever since.
Including the penalty as well.
Remember that time we were calling the Division B final in the spring 2015 season? Oh, yeah, it's now.
We look back at that play. 26-19 for the Preds. And with this play, Jacob Burnett will be off for at least 3 offensive plays or less, depending on what it is for the Preds offense.
That can have a huge impact.
SBB, rushing, looking, feeling the pressure. Great catch by Brophy.
Great catch.
I thought that was a sack.
That was very lucky by Fakali. He has done that too many times, taking the ball and trying to back up essentially to his right. That opens up essentially, you throwing the ball across your body, taking the sack, whatever. Phil needs to either take the ball and drop straight back or take the ball and roll maybe to his left. Obviously, as a left-handed quarterback, I think it'd be a bit easier than what he's been trying to do so far.
It's like a young child just learning to play Madden and just pressing down on the D-pad and backing up out of his pocket and wondering why he keeps getting sacked.
Yeah.
It's a mistake we've all made as 8-year-old children.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
SBB in 4. Jacob Burnett, he's now the right slot back with Vinny Galano, the right wideout.
The one thing I will say about losing Jacob Burnett is at least the Predators are a team with a lot of depth. Maybe it won't affect them as much as it would affect other teams.
Quick pass. Moses makes one cut, trying to get around from Provo, tackled by Sarantola. And it'll be 2nd down coming up.
And I think at this point, I don't know if you'd agree or not, but Broccasion have to start getting aggressive. They have really nothing to lose at this point. They haven't done anything defensively.
There should never be a player who's that wide open when you're losing a game.
Exactly.
As a whole, though, in the regular season, only 8 INTs, but they had 39 pass deflections as a team.
Well, this would be a time to go get some of those pass deflections.
Indeed.
Because even if it's not an INT, you have enough time to force a turnover on downs and get the ball back. Yeah. 6 minutes to 5.
6 minutes left. Thank you to Daniel Roy, who I owe a little beer or two along the way.
Adult beverage, perhaps.
Yes. Gatorade. Or water. Floriani. 7 yards away from the snap from Jordan Moses. Looking left, waiting, going over the middle, intended for Vinny Galano, incomplete.
I think that was an interesting play call there, having a hobbled Vinny Galano running deep. You wonder if a healthier Vinny Galano might have caught up to that ball.
There was a little bit of physicality, though, between him and the defenders, so I think even healthy would have been a tough pass to complete. Good defense by Broccasion, stepping up, being a little bit more aggressive on defense.
Yeah. Big play for the Broccasion defense. Can they create a turnover down by 6 in this Div B final? Justin Blanchard, PC Delarizi, Mocon here, very late in the second half of this Div B final, and you wonder which Broccasion player will step up to the plate to make a big play for their team.
It's got to be the big Lubovsky. I can see him stepping up, making a play.
5 minutes left. Away he goes. Floriani, can he get the first down? Yes, he will. Floriani will be tackled by John Lewis.
Lewis was the last man back. If he didn't get it, would have been a touchdown and probably game over. Huge play by Jonathan Lewis.
Jonathan Lewis with a big play. However, James Floriani gets the first down, prolonging the drive by at least a couple more minutes.
Yep, again, a very huge by Sarantola, rusher. You have to come up with these plays at these crucial moments, these critical moments in the game. And, again, Predators having their way, able to do really whatever they want offensively.
And especially for Sarantola, who's more of a technical rusher than a burner, he's really got to break down and make Floriani make the decision in front of him.
Yeah.
Floriani tends to look at the rusher before looking into coverage, so make him have to make those decisions.
Floriani, short pass
There we go.
deflected by Sarantola. Big stop on that play.
A great play, good job by him getting his hands up there. Floriani was looking for that little in route, short all the way, and Sarantola finally getting a pass deflection here with
Those pass deflections we were talking about.
with very little time left in this game.
Very little time left for you. And at what point do you start using your timeouts, guys? Is it closer towards 5 plays, or maybe now?
I would not do it close to 5 plays or once you get the ball back.
Yeah, exactly.
Give your offense more plays, not the opposing offense.
Yeah.
Quads left for Floriani. Burnett, the inside receiver. Rolling to his left. Going over the middle. Caught by Anderson upfield. Anderson tries to get to the goal line, and he'll be tackled by Sean Brophy.
And again, Predators doing just what they need to do to get the first down and keep the clock going, to keep the chains moving essentially. And again, Broccasion, they're going to have to get something here defensively.
3 minutes till 5 plays. So we talk about timeouts, guys, and they're so close. Do you have to call this timeouts now here? What are you going to do now,
Again,
guys?
I wouldn't give the offense more time. They haven't scored yet. Don't act like they have. Shades of Patriots Seahawks in the Super Bowl.
Only is Floriani to throw that Russell Wilson pass, and
That was
maybe
the one. That was the
Malcolm
one.
Butler, like Sean Brophy, or maybe
Maybe we'll get a Malcolm Butler on the Broccasion defense.
They could certainly use one right now.
Floriani looking to his right, going towards the front of the goal line. Touchdown, Vinny Galano.
And maybe not.
That's it. Vinny Gualano again, an excellent player, an excellent route runner. Injury or not, he's gonna come up with the catch. His hands are not hurt at all, as you can see. When you're in that close in the red zone, speed doesn't make that much of a difference. It's the separation you can get in terms of your route running, and a great catch there by Vinny Gualano to extend Predators' lead.
And running routes essentially on 1 foot.
Yep,
It's pretty impressive.
1.5 feet.
Yeah.
So it is now 32-20. Timeout called here. This timeout brought to you by the EMSB, Montreal School Board, proud sponsor of FPF, and of course the podcast throughout the year. PZ Del Rizzi, Justin Blanchard here. And of course, you look at that timeout being called. You're down by 12. Very little time here. Phil Keller has to go deep maybe on the first 2 plays. Maybe try to get a quick score, hopefully.
If you can get halfway up the field, that gives you a little bit of time to work with and a little bit more manageable part of the field. Again, Cutler tends to make a mistake and go deep in this kind of spot. So look, they got to see what they can do on the convert and then make their decision.
This timeout brought to you by the English Montreal School Board, proud sponsor of the 2015 Spring Finals here in Brossard, Quebec.
We have a bunch formation on the left side.
Floriani looking to the corner, well deflected by Lebowski here, and now it is urgency time for the Broccasion
It's got to
offense.
be go time, and it doesn't seem like it here for Broccasion. All right.
Just looking at their body language, there
Yeah.
doesn't seem to be a sense of urgency
It
at all.
seems to me like mentally here that they've given up.
And right now, Phil trying to bark out the instructions. Whistle blowing in. Color looking left, waiting. Going deep. No one there but Floriani.
Again.
Picked off in the end zone. And that could be the game.
Yeah.
Remember that thing I said a second ago about how Cutler tends to make the mistake here?
Yeah, Cutler forcing a ball deep to really nobody.
Well, to James Floriani.
To James Floriani, essentially.
Great
Maybe,
route by James.
Maybe he thought they were already in the All-Star game here or something. I don't know. But that was a really unfortunate play there, essentially killing the game. Really with still a few minutes left to go.
His second INT of the game for James Floriani.
Again, we don't talk enough about James Floriani as a defensive player. Even though on that play, really, that was essentially a gift. There wasn't much more you had to do but just catch the ball and get
It's
down.
the great route running of James Floriani. He was wide open.
The sense of excitement, you can see it in the body expression of the Preds, especially for some of these guys who've never been to this point, such as Kendall Myers,
Yeah.
Jeremy Anderson, or Jordan Moses.
Now
Well,
offensively.
they've been to the championship before.
But in terms of winning the championship, is
Yeah.
some.
No regard.
Oh, that's correct. Yeah.
Everyone on this team has a championship.
Galano
That's it.
Game, set, match, Preds.
And that is all the mindset of the Predators is it doesn't matter what the situation is. We are going to go aggressive 100%. You would expect there James Floriani to try to milk the clock a little bit, maybe run a little hook. He says, screw that. I'm running a post with Vinny Guilano wide open. And
You
essentially,
would also hope that Broccasion played a little bit of defense.
you would hope so, but again, I mean, I think that they're really expecting something short there, and it wasn't there at all. And they gave up the second that Guilano caught that ball.
18-point lead, mere seconds away, and I apologize. I forgot about the no regard guys winning the spring. What's the spring or winter finals? Hashtag NR. Was it 3 years ago?
2 years ago.
2 years ago. It's been
Yeah.
so long. Anyway, they did win an FPF title.
Absolutely. I'm sure Guilano has as well. Burnett, Floriani, SBB having won with Predators. Honestly, it's a group of experienced players.
Going to the corner, Kendall Myers. Well defended. 18-point lead. Not much time left here for the Broccasion offense, and we might be counting down towards plays in this game being done.
Oh, Danny Demore doesn't have a championship. There's one guy in this team who doesn't have a championship.
Danny Demore.
But he will now
It
because they're up
looks
by
like
18.
he's gonna get one now, and I mean, at this point, really, it's just about playing for heart. At this point, for Broccasion, there's pretty much zero chance that they come back from this.
Do we need to finish this broadcast?
Yes, we do.
All
The
right,
question
cool.
I have for you guys is this. Who was the game MVP? Is it James Floriani in your mind?
I think you got to give it to him on
Yeah.
defense and offense.
So can you say that again, PZ? I know it's very hard for you to say that.
Yeah, I know. James, most valuable Yanni. I think he wins this one. He had a great game, honestly.
Please tell us, how you feel, PZ?
Terrible, actually. I wish nothing but horror upon him. And he had a great game.
Sack, SBB, maybe he gets it. His
That's it.
sixth sack of the game. Game over. Preds win the Div B title. Congratulations.
Yeah, a great game there by Predators from start to finish. You know, they dominated, honestly, this game. And Broccasion coming out, they didn't really seem to be all there. This was definitely not the same team that I played last week. Foot Cutler struggling, Brophy getting very little passes, Lebowski too. It just nothing went Broccasion's way really in this game.
On the other side, this is the Predators team I played last week. When they get hot, they get hot. They've had a tendency when they're James to fall apart in some playoff games. And then in other playoffs, it's a completely different series where you see them really come out and dominate from game one of the playoffs all the way to the finals. And that's the kind of playoffs we've seen from Predators this season.
As we await for the trophy presentation from President Robert Campana, as he'll give that trophy to the Preds, and await for the game MVP. Stay tuned. And that's congratulations to Preds. They also get a new set of uniforms, courtesy of Sportira.
Thank God, because most of them don't match.
Sportira, the proud sponsor of the FPF, and also your official home for all uniforms, whether it's football, hockey, basketball, you name it. They're your official supplier. Sportira, proud sponsor of the FPF. Here in the Lift post-game show with PZ Delarizzi, Justin Blanchard, and Mo Khan here. As we see right now on camera, them presenting the trophies and stuff. Preds, no one talked about them at all. It was a 3-horse race. We can agree upon that with 6+R, your Dark Starters, and SBB winning the MVP.
Wow, okay.
Well, okay.
Nice rhyme over
I
there.
can see it.
Yeah, you know.
Great job by them, though, Preds.
Absolutely. And you know what? It's worth it. You know, like you said it coming into the season, just in your articles, how you thought Predators were one of the strongest rosters. A lot of guys from lower divisions who might not be known necessarily in higher divisions. A lot of guys from No Regard fame, and a lot of guys from previous Predators rosters from the Division 3. Kudos to them stepping up from Div C, Div 3, and now in Div B, and holding another championship above their heads.
Yeah, you know,
Sorry,
it
go ahead,
was.
Justin.
I mean, it was really like the kind of season where it looked like Predators were kind of away towards the end of the season. You know, they came in, they struggled a lot early on to get on the same page. Floriani coming in with all this talent, but not necessarily that much time that he had spent with them previously. You know, he had the throne for a couple of the no regard guys, but you know, regardless, they peaked at really the perfect time coming into the playoffs, and it showed. It showed tonight. They truly were the better team, and they were the best team in this division.
An unnamed player told me after our game against Predators in the semifinals, they said basically this was for the championship in Division B. Knowing that Broccasion moved on, it was thought that either Darksiders or Predators were a bad matchup for Broccasion, and we saw that to be true tonight.
Yeah.
Guys, look at both teams now for the future of their franchise direction here. Of course, Preds have a lot of guys that have been melanged together. What do they do next year? I mean, are they able to keep this core intact, or do you think this team will separate and disband and come back for next spring?
Yeah, I think it's going to be interesting to see what they do on that point, because there are still, I don't know too many of these guys that were Predators previously that are, coming back with the team for sure. But in terms of the new guys that he brought in, I don't know if they're necessarily all going to be back. You would hope for them anyway that he keeps his core group of guys.
And the thing is that a lot of it, I think, hinges on what happens to the hashtag NR, no regard, hashtag no regard franchise, and of course Project Mayhem with Danny Demore. So a lot of moving pieces, but the core four pieces and James Floriani, Jacob Burnett, Simon Bosquet-Baudin, did a lot of guys who played well together, Vinny Galano as well. I think they're going to be coming back in some form, in some shape or form.
All right, as for Broccasion, we know who the quarterback is, Christian Sarantola. Phil Keller, was this a one-and-done thing here?
I think so.
And then they go back to
This
Sarantola?
is Sarantola's team. It just sucks because every time he's not the quarterback, they make it to the finals. But, you got to stick with your boy, and hopefully he can get you to the promised land.
Yeah.
Guys, again, we look at the game here, and the stats brought to you by Lyft. I mean, you look at Phil Cutler. I mean, Phil Cutler had an okay first half. Second half, this kind of unraveled for him. However, for James Floriani, what he did, 17 completions, only 5 incompletions, 17 to 22. This was a fantastic performance by James Floriani.
And another thing to note is a lot of the incompletions were unforced incompletions where ball was just grounded or thrown out of bounds. You know what? It's just an absolute great game in terms of play calling and in terms of making the right throws for James Floriani.
Yep, and one thing to note here, Predators, I don't know if it is true or not, but it seems that it's very possible here that they might be the first team in FPF history to beat 3 teams in the playoffs that they had lost to previously. Coming in here with Broccasion, here obviously today in the final, Darksiders as well. And who did they beat in the first round? Monstars. Monstars as well. So again, great resilience here by Predators. This is a team that adapts very well to teams. So, you might take them the first time, but as you saw tonight, that second game, man, it won't be as easy as the first.
On behalf of PZ Delarizzi, Justin Blanchard, and the entire FPF crew here, we want to thank everyone who tuned into this Div B broadcast. A big thank you to the EMSB, Flex, and of course Sporteria, all proud sponsors of the FPF and the 2015 Spring Roadshow. Congratulations, Predators. You're the Div B title champion holders. We'll see you in January 2016.